Craig Button's going to join me in just a moment. This is his latest Craigslist, the top 5 draft-eligible players for the upcoming NHL draft, according to Craig. And Matthew Schaefer, blue liner from Erie, #1. Saginaw Spirit forward Michael Misa moving up. He's at #2 after previously being 7 in September and 5th in January. Rounding up the top 3, Brampton Steelheads captain Porter Martone. For the top 5 Canadians. Nice to see. Here's a proud Canadian. It's Craig Button. And Craig, I love chatting with you about this stuff. Matthew Schaefer, we saw the injury at the World Juniors. Despite that, there seems to be no doubt he's going to go first overall. And your comparison, from my understanding, at an NHL level is Drew Doughty, which is an incredible comparison. Tell me what else you love about this player at #1 on your list.
Well, when you have a player that can control the game and significantly from that blue line position, those are rare players. Drew Doughty's a rare player, and Matt Schaefer is a rare player, and he's a clear-cut #1 defenseman. I don't know how many times over the course of the past years I could say that's a #1 defenseman. I could say top pair, but a clear-cut #1, rare. And Matthew Schaefer is rare. Obviously, the injury has prevented him from playing. But if you've watched him over any period of time, you know what a brilliant player he is. And certainly a team that is looking to add that #1 defenseman to their group is going to get a good one in Matt Schaefer, no question.
And then maybe the most interesting name, Craig, on your list is Michael Misa. He was an exceptional player in the OHL, and he's really taken a leap this year with Saginaw. 134 points in 65 games this season. However, you may remember he was not selected to the World Junior team this past winter. Why do you like Misa's game so much? And maybe another question, Craig, who would you compare him to?
Well, how about if I start with the comparison? I think he's got almost a John Tavares-esque type game. You know, he just goes about his business. He goes about his play, and he lets his play speak volumes, and his play does speak volumes. Jay, really, you should be putting my feet to the fire. You should absolutely be saying to me, Craig, like, what took you so long to understand what a terrific player Michael Misa is? I'm going to go back in time, Jay. I watched him play with the Mississauga Senators as an underage player. I remember being in the stands. Jeff Jackson was his agent, and I said, geez, this guy's pretty special. He reminded me a little bit of Jack Hughes, and he may still have some Jack Hughes in him. But then I watched him go and get exceptional status and excellent in his first year on Canada's Hlinka Gretzky team that wins gold as an underage player, wins the Memorial Cup as an underage player, and then all he does is come back and lead the OHL in scoring with 62 goals. I mean, the question really should be, Craig, what more did he have to do? And that is a legitimate question, because you should be questioning me why I question Michael Misa. And my answer to that is, maybe it was just a case of a situation where I didn't want to anoint him, and maybe I was being a little bit stubborn. But the bottom line is, Michael Misa is a brilliant player. I could make an argument that he could be the first overall pick in this draft. I mean, as a center that can control the game, I think that Michael Misa, I think he's been brilliant. He's continuously grown in his game, as evidenced by this year. He might be in the NHL next year. I don't know if he'll be physically ready, but he's that smart. He's that gifted. Do I think another year to grow physically and just develop would benefit him? Yes, I do. But he is shown beyond any doubt in my mind that he's a top-notch player for the NHL draft and will be a top-notch NHL player.
4 of Craig's top 5 are Canadian, and you can see Craig's updated Craig's list at our website, tsn.ca. What about websites? Craig Button, thanks for this.